Yeah, I know what you're saying. I have seen it, but I didn't even look at it. Yeah, because I kept looking at them races because it has, that little cash, the little cash thing. So I thought it was a bet return. I'm like, oh, that's not a bet return. I'm not fucking doing that.
Additional target added while time remains. House authorizing UAV mission.
I don't think there's like fucking anyone here at all.
Yeah, it's good.
Enemy soldier incoming.
I don't think that GPRs are gonna get. Yeah, just
Yeah, there's two dudes. Oh, yeah, he's right there.
Potskis, are they?
Precision airstrike ready for tasking.
How far away with this fucking card, mate?
Not far.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Is it in the dish? Ooh. Oh.
The lady. Oh, what? What are you talking about there? Oh, man. Fucking in the water.
Can I Jimmy? Check it out there. Ooh.
Nah, it's wrist. Yeah. Yeah.
Gassy up on top here.
All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is moving. Adder requesting LDBR.
Murphy.
Squad mate is redeploying. Well done.
Yeah, down one up there.
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
You get that kill. No fucking way. Down one on guns.
Kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tag map. Get hunting.
Yeah, it is, something.
Enemy destroyed. Use your tag map to hunt down the rest of them. Additional contracts online. You've got a loadout drop inbound.
Behind this tent, there's the real dude. Got him.
Remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down.
Yep.
All bounty targets are KIA.
Oh, fuck. He's right beside me. On the hill. I'll go suffer as fuck.
Crack that one, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. There's a bounty on your head. Eliminate hostiles and secure supply caches to get rid of it.
Bro, what they should be enabling is multiple trophies. I just don't know why that is not a thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, righty. Two. My bad. I went in. I slid in. Thought it was a bot. Keeps catching my body there.
You're getting another chance. Weapons free. Your squad mates back on station.
Still there? Yeah, he's right on you. Ninja Turtles on you. Fuck, I can't
Who
even
shot
make out
that?
pistol. That's all I had. I had to use that fucking claymore. All I had was a pistol. Yeah, no, because they were coming for me already. Yeah, no, got ya. You were there. I see. I just want my money in that bag.
Ooh, that'll drop. That's bad. I'll swap to it like a second lady sort of styles once the long range is out.
Only 10 left.
I'm gonna go the long way around this time. They keep getting on this thing.
We've got 10 squads active in the field.
Found him? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe buy building?
Hostile UAV in the area. Biofile is active. Buy station prices are adjusted.
He's trying to get the res in buy building?
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Get a UAV on grid. Resurgence window is ending. Watch your six.
Up in the water.
Swapping from sniper to ladder.
You're the target of a most wanted contract. Eliminate threats and secure supply cache and explosives. Your squad made it to the safe zone. You've got gas moving in. Good work, soldier.
LGBR awaiting targeting data.
Biofile's done. Prices are back to normal. UAV is single fuel, returning to base. Located the rest of them. Target eliminated. EOF. TACOM, authorized LDDR strike. Resurgence is close. No more super shots. Strike rates are restock. Advise you to load up now. Enemy dropping into the AO. Authorizing napalm strike. 5 squads still operational.
Self-res if you need it.
Ooh.
Squads in the safe zone.
You're up.
Sniper, 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 sniper.
Don't let up now. Enemy UAV overhead.
Pinned him. Pinned him. In underneath the
Goes
loadout.
up. Hey. Put my ears up so I can pick that up.
I'll go grab some UAV. Oh shit. It's risky.
Precision airstrike standing by. Copy. Longbow 3-1 on approach. Strike inbound. Precision airstrike available. John Smith, no joy.
Come back to you. Come on.
Be advised, you still have squad mates outside the safe zone.
Who's got a most wanted?
My gun went through the floor. Disappeared. Stuff.
Down most wanted.
Copy that. Longbow 3-1 is on station. Strike inbound. Incoming napalm fire. Enemy UAV is online. Effect on target. Move to the safe zone. Gas is inbound. Target DKIA. Reward drop inbound. Take your squad mates to that one.
Ooh. Near the satellite, the... Cracked one. One's in the tent.
Only 2 left. 3 squads left in the war zone. Stay
One
alert.
coming at you, Jimmy, near there.
Got him?
All enemies eliminated. Excellent work.
Murphy!
Oh, I thought I got him. We both got him, bro. It was good. Murphy got me on third person view. Smacking him.
But even the ladger was going alright from back there on top of the friggin' blue roof. I'm the leader, aren't I? Ow. I don't mind Alamotti, eh? Because you think they'll play, Zeri will go to right centre, you think, to replace Critter, and they'll play Birdo at left centre? You think? That'd be the logic solution for me. On the left, yeah. He's the left side centre at Penrith, and he killed it there, and they've played in there. That's what they seem to move him to. That's what they moved him to last week. That smell and look clean to you? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Smells warm.
Huh?
Smells warm. Clarity.
Yeah, maybe wash it then, please.
Probably not gonna be dry by the time we leave, though.
Ruck up. You're headed to the war zone.
If we get it out in the sun, it might be. Yeah, yeah. I dropped Toto out of me super coach and brought Cleary in. Yeah, VC'd him.
Soldier incoming.
I already got Nico's triple points. Captain. Yeah, captain's triple, vice captain's double.
All stations green light. Deploying to the war zone.
Nico's got me like 340 at the best. No, there's an EC paid. Oh, your VC taps, didn't you? See, I've used that. I've used taps as I'm hoping he's going to drop out as the flex. Yeah, one drops out. Lowest drops out. I'll go and get the card.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
You got the card, alright. I'm going down. I'm making sure I'm here. I'm at guns.
That real dude's here trying to put the press on for me.
You've got time for another bounty. Get it done. Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them. Get an LDBR on my mark.
Platinum? What did that get you at normally?
LDVR ready for launch.
Time to fly 5 seconds. Out.
Give it a minute.
Enemy dropping
Fuck
into
that.
the
So
AO.
fucking silly Jess. Yeah, I'm on.
Fire solution was back.
Yeah,
Going up,
crack
I'm going up. He's running, he's in
He's
middle.
in the center. In the center. Oh, no, it's a bot. That's a bot.
Marking the rest of them.
Coming in, flying in. Top of roof.
Get to the safe zone. Gas is closing in.
Down. Behind you, behind you.
Marking the
Behind you,
rest of
someone.
them on your tac map. Get hunting. You've made it to the top 10.
Ladybugs here.
Cash in.
Got me inclined.
Yeah, it's the main thing is I've got drift sticks. I'm gonna snipe. I like getting in with me fucking subby.
Gas is coming loose.
There's one more there, just down in that body. just along that. Yeah.
Mark remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them
Where?
down.
Why is the
Where are
gas
you?
closing?
Bounty target's gone dark. We lost the contract. Clearing up the target during contract timeline.
This is the time to pop as many loot boxes as you can.
All
Hey.
bounty targets destroyed.
You imagine all the rewards and achievements you're unlocking.
Hostile UAV in the area. Target down. Marking the rest of them. Enemy soldier incoming.
Jumped off.
Where at, John?
Buddy.
Oh yeah, on the roof, yep. Get an airstrike from.
Authorizing napalm strike.
Hitting it.
Should be alright.
Requesting LVBR.
Here?
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tag map. Head hunt.
Going up. Yep.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Destroyed. Use your tag map to hunt down the rest.
So you just run.
Ground. Moving.
They have all perks. There's all perks just there. He ran, bro. Come back for these all perks.
You get him?
Yeah, he ran off the last one. Yeah,
They're all
that's
posted
it.
in here.
They'll be coming in. Just wait for him. Here he is.
You have reinforcements inbound.
Here comes gas.
Squads active in the field.
Under Priz. Or do you just get straight up?
Just see. Oh shit, another one.
Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been reduced.
Oh, got a bunker buster. Yeah, should I crack it?
Enemy soldier incoming.
It's above. Got one. Mates below.
Surgeon's window is about to close.
Ooh. It had the down marker on it. I've airstruck the roof anyway.
Yeah, it was just
Okay,
above
bud.
us. Literally just above us. Here he is, here he is. There's two, there's two.
Mark remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Your squad made
Here he is, here he is. Another one was there as well.
Watch the skies.
I got one.
Fire sales over.
Yeah, probably.
Adjusting prices.
What do we take? High ground. Try and take roof and then push over.
Got roof, got roof. Just hit, just hit. What happened there? He's gone.
Enemies dropping into the AO. Target down. Marking the rest of them.
Ooh.
Surgeons has been
Fuck.
deactivated.
Got no ammo in both guns. Jesus, that was lucky.
Only 4 remain. Finish the job. Enemy UAV overhead. Five squads
Shit.
still operational
Pushing me.
in the AO.
Chase me upstairs. Yep.
Squads in the safe zone. Gas is moving.
Nice.
Righty. On the wall. On the wall.
We're in the top 3.
Yeah.
Don't let up now.
Where's the bar, bro? Can you hear?
Fuck, I'm down on a mortar tank, but I can't fucking see him.
Heaps of
There he
bar.
goes.
Stay alert.
UAV standing by. Enemy movement in the AO. UAV available for capture.
Enemy UAV is online.
UAV standing by.
Supply crates have been restocked. Load up. Enemy soldier incoming.
Just here on the tower. Going up. Nah, it's too easy to fucking stack them. But down low, eh? Really easy.
Safe zone.
Hopefully he runs back. So he's coming up.
That's a win. Wait
Uh-uh.
and take what's yours.
Yeah, that's nuts. Must have come in and slipped around. It's a dub. Good damage output there, man.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
Hey? Huh? Okay. McLean, Alamoni, Jethro.
Enemies dropping into the area.
Yeah, Papa Lee being fucking $8 off the bench. Yeah. Jethro would be at fucking 250, 260 because they won't think the dogs would be likely to score any. I don't know, I reckon Presto would be short, wouldn't he? Because that'd be the hole, and they'd probably have Kiraz short as fuck because it'd be that right edge. It'd be the more likely.
So we're okay with this dress.
Battle Royale. Vehicle marked. Keep clear of the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Before we run out of time.
Okay.
Who wants to go all the way over there? Why would you be going all the way over there, bro?
Enemy dropping into the AR.
These are the other shoes that
Hunt down the enemy.
I have a hundred as well, but I bought them just a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So I've only got my bag, otherwise I have got my clutch because I've got nude heels, nude shoes like this, but like
The white does look better. Yes.
too much stuff.
What?
Too much stuff. Come back. Want to see what I bought myself for my birthday?
You got bots over there or nothing? Nothing? Yeah, I'm fucking getting like 3 at once and shit. Days will learn the Dangles tactic is the best tactics, bro. When I play to what you want to do, I don't get to kill. I'll just get you.
Enemy intel located. Capture and secure the intel point to discover the next gas spread. Squad mates reach the intel. Joining them will speed up the process.
I didn't know if you knew this, bro. I'm just a porn star on my way. Porn star on my way to heaven.
Oh, you got it, you got it. I'm going to hit the explosion thing. This should blow that up too. Some more money. Oh no, it's underneath, is it?
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Underneath. The hand cannon here.
Enemy soldier incoming. On the explosive device, maintain the defensive perimeter. Targets marked on your tac map.
My spider colour blue in the middle.
The bomb's armed. Prevent enemy squads from defusing it.
You want some money? You go take this gym.
Well done, squad. Contract complete.
Oh,
Positive
who hit the
opening on
bounty?
enemy targets. Hunt them down.
Christopher.
Primary objective
Look
complete.
at that.
All
Real,
targets
bruh?
eliminated.
Get me to this armored car gym. Oh, oh.
You've got a
Should've
loadout
took me
drop
then, bro.
inbound.
Don't blow them up, bro. I'm telling you.
There's an enemy squad
If you, because I was trying to get that car, bro. You fuckwit, bro.
closing in. Relocating safe zone.
Well, I'm not joking. That's literally when you stole me first one, or had a second one. It's just ruined me playstyle, bro. You were just driving me first one then. I left it there thinking it's safe. Now I've got to go on this thing and get pinned down. Great. want some you want some fucking
Capture complete. Tell them the job.
new
Loading information on the next gas bridge.
cash?
The enemy is no longer tracking you. Lost them. Get a UAV on grid.
Sorry, that's been muted. My bad.
What's the play?
I'm just going to hit this recon. Get us another look at the circle.
I'm on Jim 6. He wants a bum bunny. I'm coming.
How the fuck do you get up there? What happened, Chris?
There was a dude near you.
I'm nowhere near you.
Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination. War is for the warriors. Your RTB. Your squad pays for your release. Get ready to redeploy. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Loadout drop headed your way.
Support your lady here, Chris.
Squad mate won the fight. They're redeploying now.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go over there to hit the buy. Went to this one.
I'll go, yeah. Yeah. You're up? Yeah, painful is it when you got to run around when you fucking already had something there, you know?
All squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is closing in.
I'm grabbing this most wanty. Alright?
No, don't do it.
I'm far away from him. They go heaps quick. Watch this.
Eliminate hostiles and secure supply caches
Yeah.
to get rid of it.
Most wanted completed. I've got a real dude. Straight up.
Yeah, I got him.
Semtex incoming. Your squad is getting you out of here. Stand by. Requesting recon above.
Mad.
Oh, I just got sniped from mine. Oh, they got me. Fuck.
Oh, no. I wasn't left and right, and I've got this bowl of rice here I'm eating it. Sweet and sour chicken. Mm.
That dude would probably be looking over my guns.
We love that sweet and sour.
Got gas inbound.
What's doing down there, Jim? Yeah. They're not pushing you, they're just trying to get you from long range. We're gonna go lady coming behind you.
Gas is inbound. Come on, buy me back.
Huh?
Taking fire. Waypoint mark. Cancel that. Your squad mate is being tracked as the most wanted target. Eliminate enemies and secure supply caches to get that target off their back.
No, I can find out if you like.
Semtex front.
Gas is moving.
Fuck.
Less than 10. Still
Sorry, that's. That's there.
What bag are you taking?
Yeah, I went to push around the back of that house here, but there's a fucking team running across there from out the back. I was going to go a long way and run to the bottom, but there's a fucking full team coming across from out the back. No, one of them got in, one of them got just inside the circle and hid behind the fucking thing, that fence. Did you see me trying to ping him?
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up. Stand by.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that too till he hid there.
Enemies dropping into the area.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was more waiting for them other cunts to push me.
All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized. Enemy dropping into the AO.
fucking extra man.
Gas is approaching your position.
You need something to look back at the shift.
No, I had to make sure we had a fill in there. Yeah, dude. He's still there. What are we looking at? Train it?
Sorry, bro. I want you to take his dinner.
Buggies. Buggies.
Gosh,
You're clear to engage all hostiles.
it's been a fun day.
That's good.
Like, I think we should go sometime.
Huh?
I think we should go sometime. Good fun. Third, when I drove them up.
Yeah.
We and his mate are teamed up with like an old man and his Filipino wife. But he's nice. He's the one that come picked up the pool apparently with people.
I was just about to say, is it that dude?
Capture the enemy intel on your train.
Yeah.
Like, you be prepared that you might lose some balls. Like, it happens, it is what it is, but it's 4-man air brace. I thought it was only 2-man air brace.
Yeah.
So just give him his mate.
Yeah.
It's 4-man, so he's actually, but luckily, he's covered. Debbie and Caitlin teed off and they were with Jock and Stephen.
Yeah.
And they hit off, girls have gone from bar. They went from the bar one, like over the ground.
Yeah.
Hit there, both getting up the other. Jock and Donnie hit it, boom, straight in the drink. And he's like, thank fuck it's 4-man air bros, isn't it? Like, I think I was like, don't worry guys, just carry on. Like, yeah. Taking miles to play, I didn't know that. Oh, that's good. Look after me, Kim.
Success means redeployment. Failure means elimination.
Gordon, Grippo. I mean, she runs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, nah.
Unknowing. The one that has the grey
It's
gown.
like the bot.
He's not really there.
Oh, yeah.
Little old dude.
Meet me dinner.
I can't think of his name, it's really bad.
I put garlic in it, it seeks.
Brian. The kids like fucking car by himself. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, that's completely good. Like, I just need to
Night, bro.
because I thought they were gonna have to go one-on-one.
Big night.
An adult.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they'll break it.
They should have had to anyway.
Well, I think they
Capture and secure the intel.
Kevin said, oh, they're not doing us. I don't know, I think
Yeah. Only cause them issues if they crash it.
like, just follow, you're the last one, and you just literally go where the old man goes. Right?
Racing the train.
You've got gas moving in. Intel point captured. Great work. You've earned a peek at the next gas
Repeat the
spread.
fish and skull if you want it.
I might. I might.
Really nice fish and skull. Up? I don't know.
Enemy deployed an advanced UAV.
Yeah.
Packed out and got a little coffee there. Bought me a Vegemite cheese scroll. I'm like, you know I don't eat Vegemite, like, right? She's like, yep, but you will love it. Smell. Actually was delicious.
Kashala, Christopher?
I'm in the drone one sec. I was having heaps of fun flying around, boys. So fuck it. We've got to get another one.
I've located valuable enemy intel on your train. Secure it for information on the next gas spread.
Inserting armor.
Your squad
Make it rain.
joining it will speed up the process.
Oh, fell off.
No. Oh, I'm not gonna get it.
Capture complete.
No.
Hell of a job. Uploading information on the next gas.
Nice, bro.
Skill, mate. Huh? No. I'll ask him at some point.
You call that a knife? You call that a knife? What does
It's
he
not a
identify as?
This is a knife. Yeah.
Enemy intel on your train has been located. Capture and secure the intel.
Scarf is better than a knife.
Squad mates start securing the intel. Join them to increase the speed of the capture.
Cinematography. Oh, it just disappeared. Should have seen that.
Well done, soldier. Check your map for the next gas spread location.
In the gas. In the gas.
Looks like it.
Chasing the gas in on the train. That's crazy. Right? Just imagine if it was like heaps more train tracks. Like a map like that. You get what I'm saying? It's just like trains, and you're jumping around on them, and you know what I mean? And then Miro's world, like is from the ceiling, like
What just
Inception.
happened there? Oh, bastard. Yeah. Yeah. Took another point. I need new gas in a selfie.
I've located valuable enemy intel on your train. Secure it for information on the next gas spread. Help your squad mates secure the intel. If you join them, you'll speed up capture.
What is a knife? What does it identify as?
Intel point captured. Great work. You've earned a peek at the next gas spread.
Oh, I shot it as well. Still that building. Yeah. You take one of these vehicles. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what left of me.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey, nearly got jammed.
Capture the enemy intel on your train. You'll get a look at the site.
Too small, glitchy, isn't it?
Helicopter up here.
Your squad mates briefed the intel. Joining them will speed up the process.
Beat the train into the tunnel. Oh, that was tricky.
Capture complete. Hell of a job. Uploading information on the next gas grid.
Which one? Look, oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen that. They wouldn't have all the recons out of nowhere. That circle. No, he legged it. Cracked him. Got him. 170, 95.
On your side.
It's the only one I've seen. I had already jumped and I thought I heard it blow up. Ooh, I heard it blow up. Sounded like it blew up. Just seen a red dot here.
Nice night. Just driving in it.
Enemy soldier incoming. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Bounty targets identified. Weapons free.
Did he?
Did you?
Faster there?
Taking it.
SDR awaiting targeting the
Yeah, I got an extract here. So.
Enemy UAV overhead.
You fighting with TV? Let me out. Wouldn't let me out.
Squad's in the safe zone. Gas is closing in.
Ooh. Said I'm waiting for you. Oh yeah. They're fucking. I'm taking any no grenades over there. Down one? Yeah, airstriking. No hit. Got him.
All
Or
bounty
it's sniped from behind, John.
well done.
Other way.
Enemy spotted.
Fuck, I got no plates now.
Danger close. Over.
There's more out there. Down.
Target grid empty. Negative BDA. Enemy spotted.
Oh yeah. You're driving in that bike, you should buy us
Yeah.
armor box.
Armor? Yep.
Armor box, please, bro.
Yeah, I had heaps of cash. That's why I was like, oh, fuck it. Run. And then I
Armor
said,
box UAV, man.
one duty. Bit of oversight.
I'll get a look, hang on.
Oh, fuck! I ran into a claymore, bro. I jumped down on a claymore.
Buy station sighted.
I'll push for the buy. Oh shit.
Switching mags. Stand by.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Your squad paid for your release. Get ready to redeploy.
I've had to throw this armor box down here. I'm gonna buy another one and a UAV.
Your squad mate is a most wanted target. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to reduce the time of the contract. All squad mates are in the safe zone. You're losing ground. Move it.
I'm back.
Is that the last hole?
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
On the what? Bunkerbuster? Bunkerbuster?
Switching mags.
Hello. Yeah. You finished? Have you spoke to Ned? Or...
Gas is inbound.
Owners in the
Marking
car
new
there,
safe
so
zone.
it's-
Your squad mate survived. Contract complete. Gulag closed. No further notice.
Did you finish with the old?
Bingo.
Get
Yes,
UAV on grid.
Nine left. Pressure on.
Are you Dangles? Talk to me, Christopher.
Yeah, just park it where
Middle, center. You jumping down? You in the middle? Three. Three there.
Gas is inbound.
Open season.
worst case scenario, you might actually, if everyone's already for one, you might have. I'll message him and I'll see if he's still there. Yeah, so just, okay.
Ooh,
Right,
that's someone inside, is it?
you might need to get, like, if you have any,
That was close.
something this. Oh, did you? Oh, wait. Oh, did you just have, yeah, I was gonna say, like, get lunch.
Eyes on shock charge.
Message me if she's gonna take something.
Switching mags.
Okay.
Spray mine. Eyes up. Loading new mag.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Enemy shock charge.
Below, below, below.
Reloading.
These lethals will be handy. Oh, yeah. Did he have lethals? No. He must have jumped out with him. It's the sniper for his subby.
Your squad mate ID'd a high value target. Lock and load.
Oh, snipers everywhere, bro.
To the top 5.
Snipers just looking at us everywhere.
Switching mags.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe
Poke me
zone.
head out the top and it just comes staring at me everywhere with fucking glints. You have on this closing or what? Or now?
You've got gas moving in.
I think one just landed on the second story roof. You have?
Overhead. Enemy spring mine.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Got one.
15 EKIA.
Gas is closing in.
Fuck!
Mag. Under fire.
Fuck!
Only 5 remain. You were close. Peace is only a mind.
That one. Hide in the bushes. He's in the bushes. The battle pass tokens are coming heaps fucking quicker in this one. No. Says I've got 20 tokens in the token, mate. Too much stuff going on out the farm to keep Chris in. Too much stuff going on at the farm to keep Chris in. Too busy. Go play what? Fucking that thing that Zeb tipped lost. Of course I fucking did. Top 4, yeah, top 3, yeah. Didn't come top 3. At Troy's horse ran 3rd. Little beginnings. Flemington race 5, Kazi. $9. $9.50 on fucking nets. Extra nudge. Come second by 0.1 lengths and we'll pay you as a winner. Nets. By 0.1 lengths. So get beat by an as. Get beat by an as. I'm gonna have to jump off for a bit, John. Should be back on for the footy, hopefully. Talk soon, mate.
You came for some moldy? You reckon a bit of Senhan and fucking play some moldy? One second. I'm looking for my phone. The roller. Pushing baby strollers, man. I reckon you're gonna have heaps of kids, bro. Thousands of them. They're gonna start a whole faith under you, bro.
Dear listener, the upcoming episode will be today's last free episode of this story. Come back tomorrow to enjoy free episodes or get coins now to continue listening. Dear listener, the upcoming episode will be today's last free episode of this story. Come back tomorrow.
Eventually. Vex had
I'll
never
tell
seen
ya.
a vampire. YouTube algorithm is like that moody eggs, unpredictable. No matter how smooth you are, it still ghosts you. And then introduce it to V-Fly, to the only one I can rely on for real views, real subscribers. Episode 174. Good or
Yeah.
bad.
Oh no, it's just when you start something, you just got to follow it through when you get so far.
Something had clicked in her ring. The strings that were binding her feet and hands were loosened and started to disintegrate until they were no longer holding her back. What did you do to me? Aaron asked.
Fucking, it's so laggy, the app, eh? Have you noticed?
Aaron went to swing her sword and moved about, yet it seemed like her movements were back to normal. They weren't slow and everything, so she tried to do what she could do before. Still, she felt like something was tugging at the back of her brain. Whatever you did to me, get rid of it now. She lunged forward and swung down her sword.
No, fucking rip me off on these episodes today. Oh, we'll give you 3 tomorrow, but none today. You get what I mean?
And merely swinging to the side.
Fuckers.
Just move on its own. It was a strange feeling for Aaron to
Yeah.
lose control like that. Let's see what you got. Vex.
Alright, I've got an old one that I haven't fucking put on for ages. This one here that you probably haven't listened to, Martial Arts Master. Martial Arts Master. I'm up to episode 1540. You ready?
Fingers at an incredibly fast speed.
It's like he's got a following. He started off with a secret family, and they're fighting aliens, and they're fighting martial artists. There was god level martial artists, and he's worked his way up. He's like almost the max. He's linked up with the max, and he saved the planet recently, so he's pretty powerful.
Two pearls suddenly appeared in his eyes. What is this? Did his eyes fall out or something? I know I'm talking, but I don't think I did that. Henry, who had been paying attention to King Xander's movements, suddenly saw the two white balls falling out of King Xander's eye sockets. He couldn't help but be stunned, since he thought they were King Xander's
Is that
eyes.
too loud?
But then, Henry realized that these two eyeballs looked very odd. He then realized that these were pearls, not eyeballs. One of them was darker and filled with endless death energy, while the other was silvery white and filled with endless ice energy. However, at this moment the death pearl seemed to be affected by something nearby, while the ice pearl was not affected at all. Ice pearl, death pearl, you want to defeat me in 3 moves. We'll see about that. I have more abilities up my sleeves. The two pearls that came from King Xander's eyes were the source of the Barren Tundra's energy. These two pearls had always been the power behind the Barren Tundra. When King Xander saw Henry summon the Lantern Bearer, he knew that it was time to use his final trump card. However, because of the power of the Lantern Bearer, the Death Pearl's power seemed to be waning. The Ice Pearl, on the other hand,
Yeah, I'll listen to yours after we play these games. Just listen to where this takes us.
King Xander's body also seemed to be constantly weakening. The energy inside of him was clearly weakening. However,
Yeah, I want to hear it.
King Xander was far from reaching the end of his rope.
I don't care where it's up to because I'll eventually catch up, you know?
King Xander still felt that he had to fight with all of his might to turn the tide of the battle in his favor. And just as King Xander's voice faded, the Ice Pearl and the Death Pearl in front of him had already shot toward Henry at a high speed. I've been hoping for something like this from you.
This is good, bro.
You're one of the Soul Kings after all. I'm impressed you saved these for the last moment.
Yeah, I've listened
Well,
to Supreme, mate.
I guess I can't stop you with 3 moves. I'll have to make my 4th move count. Henry wasn't tired at all from this fight, so he didn't mind using another attack to prove his point. Henry still had mastered all of the skills from the Mystic Alliance, so he was happy to try more of them. All of the Mystic Alliance skills involved summoning a powerful spirit of some kind, so it was interesting to him to try the different hand seals and try to summon new spirits. Henry was realizing, though, that the spirits that he had summoned didn't seem to be enough to stop the hive. Even the Lantern Bearer, who was extremely powerful, wouldn't be able to stand up to more than one Soul King at a time. And because Henry was an expert in mystic abilities, he would be able to take care of this. Henry stretched out his hands and he grabbed at the Ice Pearl and Death Pearl that contained a terrifying power. His hands were ordinary at the beginning, but it didn't take long for circles of strange lines to suddenly appear on the surface of Henry's hand. These strange and special lines were minute and compact, filled with heaven and earth energy. They looked almost like fingerprints.
Join me lobby, bro.
At the same time, there was also an unimaginable mysterious force that filled up his hand. The moment this great ability was formed at the tip of his 5 fingers were 5 mysterious lights that looked like stars that suddenly flashed. After that, a huge vibration was heard. The moment the 5 stars were formed, more and more stars started to light up around the 5 largest stars. 1 star, then 10, then 100, followed by thousands.
Yeah, sorry,
In the
bro.
blink of an eye, these densely packed stars had already filled the area around them.
I just don't know where it's at.
Possible to pick out the original 5 stars among the other stars. This was
Where's
the
that?
ability Henry
How's
used
that?
against the parish family's leader. But this time, as he was using it against King Xander,
What about
he
this?
changed the
Nothing?
You dare to grab the Ice Pearl and the Death Pearl. You
Anything?
have no sense of respect if you think I'll let you get away with that. What do you think you're doing? Seeing that Henry was going forward without any hesitation to grab the Ice Pearl and the Death Pearl,
Is that alright?
King Xander was incredibly disgusted. However, when he realized that something was not right, the sneer on his face disappeared. Instead, it was replaced by shock and disbelief. How would Henry's hand become so powerful? Was this the Mystic Alliance's divine ability? I had never heard of this ability. Under King Xander's shard of gaze, Henry's terrifying hand had only grabbed the Ice Pearl and the Death Pearl.
Yeah.
The instant Henry grabbed the Ice Pearl and the Death Pearl, all kinds of terrifying howls and shocking sounds resounded in the air. Henry's hand tightened on the pearls and they shook, as though they were trying to get away from him. But after a few moments, everything went still and silent. King Xander's sleep was full of blood. After Henry grabbed onto the pearls, King Xander was shocked to realize that he could no longer sense the unstored death energy that came from the pearls. What did you do? As the ice pearl
Yeah.
and the death pearl disappeared, King Xander's mind suffered a severe
Yeah, I know.
injury and he fell limp. Although his power was great,
Despairing.
without the Baron Tundra to support him, he was completely weakened.
Just down to the, yeah, got down to the meat.
Had always been here on the Barren Tundra, and King Xander had inherited them. When he took over as the leader here,
We should go and do the new zombies again, eh? So we get the new calling
as the
card,
Ice Pearl
bro.
and the Death Pearl mysteriously disappeared from his hands, King Xander lost most of his power. He had relied too much on this external energy source. and
Maybe
his internal
Bunge is
energy
around or
was much
something.
weaker because of it. But Henry wasn't stopping there. He didn't pull his hand back once he took the pearls. Instead, he reached for King Xander. Are you convinced now? It took me 4 moves to stop you. Happy? Henry grabbed the neck of King Xander, who had lost all of his strength, and lifted him up. Although King Xander was clearly wounded, he was still acting proudly and wouldn't admit his defeat. Even now, Henry was holding him by the neck, but he didn't want to give in. The whole situation made King Xander unbelievably angry. You said he would only use 3. What an embarrassment you are to the Mystic Alliance, laughed King Xander, as he looked at Henry with a face full of anger. At this moment, King Xander, who had lost the source energy, had finally revealed his true appearance. He was a rather thin and stern middle-aged man. His eyes were set deep in his head. His nose was large and his lips were extremely big. A single look, one could tell that he was a ruthless character. However, at this moment, due to the anger and embarrassment caused by Henry's grip on his neck, King Xander's face was slightly distorted. I didn't have to use the 4th move. You just wanted to keep fighting me. I could have stopped you before. Henry scoffed at King Xander's accusation and rolled his eyes at him. Besides, this isn't a mystic ability. King Xander didn't know what to say when he heard Henry's unreasonable words. Furthermore, when he thought about it carefully, Henry's powerful hand really wasn't a mystic ability. He was telling the truth. How did this young man have so many abilities? Henry won. King Xander lost. Henry won? Impossible. King Xander actually lost. King Xander is invincible. How could he possibly lose? Ever since Henry and King Xander started fighting, everyone else had stopped fighting to watch the fight between these two. They were all unable to take their eyes off the two fighting. But now, when they saw Henry holding King Xander in the air by the neck, everyone understood that the outcome of this battle had finally been decided. To the major sects of Calaria, this was naturally an incomparably joyous event. But to the people of the Hive, it was a defeat filled with fear and disbelief. At this moment, Finn and the rest of Henry's team, as well as the leaders of the sects from Calaria, all came to Henry's side. Their faces filled with excitement. King Xander has been dealt with. It's over for all of you as well, Henry said to the rest of the Hive who were standing there. Right at this moment, the entire Barren Tundra suddenly trembled slightly. Then, in this cold and silent hell, wisps of milky white energy suddenly drifted out. This spirit energy was initially very small, but it soon became denser and denser. Gradually, it started to feel like things were reviving. This is the spiritual energy from Calaria. The source energy of the Hive has disappeared, and the spiritual energy of our planet has been restored. It's true. When they felt this familiar spiritual energy, the people of the major sects from Calaria were overjoyed. The existence of the Barren Tundra had cast a shadow over the hearts of these people for some time. They had been worried that Calaria would no longer be able to recover its spiritual energy, and could no longer be able to grow medicinal herbs. Now, with the disappearance of the Barren Tundra's power, the spiritual energy of Calaria began to resurface quickly. This naturally made everyone overjoyed. However, just as the spirit energy became denser and denser, the entire space of the Barren Tundra shook even more intensely. At the same time, the huge ocean above everyone's heads also began to emit rumbling sounds, showing signs of collapsing as it rolled downwards. Hold on. Now there's no energy to keep it from falling into chaos. It could kill us all. When they saw this scene, everyone from Calaria suddenly thought of something, and their expressions changed drastically. The Barren Tundra was originally created by the members of the Hive using the Ice and Death power to create this terrifying space. Now that Henry had taken away the Ice and Death origin power, the spiritual energy that belonged to the planet had once again awakened. The Barren Tundra was falling into chaos and was about to collapse. Henry, Let's leave this place as soon as possible. I'm afraid that everything is about to be destroyed, said Nadia, and Max then nodded behind her. However, just as everyone was about to leave, King Xander's voice once again spoke up. You think that everything is over? You have destroyed the Veritandra, and you are trying to destroy the Hive. So I won't let you get away so easily. After coughing a few times, King Xander's energy fluctuated again just briefly. After that, he actually revealed an extremely sinister smile. What are you going to do? Seeing King Xander's abnormal behavior, Henry and the others instinctively felt that something was wrong. However, they had no idea what King Xander, who had already lost his strength, could do. However, just as they were still confused, a strange evil energy that made everyone feel suffocated spread out from the depths of the barren tundra. What energy is this? It's so evil. Why do I feel like my soul is being targeted by this energy? A strange sound. Could this be the soul sacrifice? The moment the terrifying energy appeared, almost everyone felt an extremely evil and terrifying power descending onto the world. And under this terrifying power, everyone's souls seemed to be drawn into this power. It was as if they were going to sink into it forever. Because they all felt their souls being pulled, they suddenly worried that this was the soul sacrifice. That's right. This is the soul sacrifice. Once the soul sacrifice is activated, it can't be stopped. The only way to stop it is to sacrifice a sufficient number of souls. So I want to ensure that everyone in Colombia follows us, King Xander said with horrible laughter. The geoformation had not been finished by the Hive, but the soul sacrifice altar had been made by the Equalizer sect. And even though it wouldn't work the way they wanted it to, and it wouldn't mean anything now that they were essentially defeated, it seemed that King Xander wanted to make a final point and use the soul sacrifice anyway. He wanted to make all the people from Columbia suffer alongside him. As King Xander spoke, the evil energy that was permeating the air had already covered the heavens and the earth, and it emitted an endless, miserable, and shrill cry of a ghost. After that, an incomparably huge, strange, crimson altar appeared in the air above the barren tundra. This altar was extremely strange. It was in the shape of a skull, and there were two giant spiraling horns on its head. It opened its mouth wide, revealing its teeth. The whole altar was painted in blood red, making the entire evil altar seem like a living creature. There also seemed to be strange geos and geopatterns all around the altar. It was such an evil thing that everyone felt like their souls were being sucked away just by looking at it. This extremely sinister power was unlike anything they'd ever seen before. It was absolutely terrible. Ghostly wails and howls filled the air, but as they reached the giant skull, they solidified into streaks of energy. Unfortunately, this will take the souls of the people who are currently on Coloria. You've saved your lives by being here, but everyone back home doesn't have such great luck. Originally, I wanted to wait for all of you to return there before we use this, but it doesn't seem like we'll have time to do that, since the barren tundra is about to collapse. So consider yourselves lucky. King Xander sighed with some regret. However, the vicious and evil energy contained within his tone caused everyone's back to feel a chill as their hearts trembled. What? King Xander, you're sacrificing all of Coloria. Aren't you afraid of being punished for your actions? This is awful. Don't do it. We need to destroy the soul sacrifice altar. When they heard what King Xander said, and saw the incomparably terrifying evil altar, they couldn't help but turn pale with fright. They couldn't stop thinking about all the people they knew who were back on Coloria, who would lose their souls if they didn't do something quickly. If this evil altar really did devour all the living beings on Coloria, they couldn't imagine what they would do. They would return to a completely empty planet. Just a moment later, the people from the various large sects who were burning with anxiety all unleashed their strongest powers and directly attacked the soul sacrifice altar that was floating in the air above the barren tundra. However, in the next moment, everyone's expressions changed drastically once again. This was because when the powerful attacks landed on the soul sacrifice altar, it was as if the attacks had hit absolutely nothing. They flew straight past the altar. As they saw this, everyone's hearts sank. Henry's eyes darkened when he saw this. He looked at King Xander, who he was still holding by the throat. I already said that the altar cannot be stopped once it's activated. It will only disappear after it has absorbed enough souls and blood. However, there is still room for redemption. Feeling the increasingly powerful force around his neck, King Xander's face turned slightly pale as he told Henry this final tidbit. What kind of redemption could we hope for here? Demanded the people from Calaria. If you want to fix this, it's very simple. The altar will only stop after it absorbs enough souls and blood. If you sacrifice your own souls to the altar before it can get to theirs, it should be sufficient. You are all so powerful that it will be almost equivalent to the regular mortals on your planet. So, if you're willing to sacrifice yourselves, you might be able to save the mortals on Galaria. Of course, you shouldn't think about using those of us from the Hive as sacrifices. Our souls are one with the Soul Blood altar, so we can't sacrifice them. So what will it be? Do you value your lives, or the lives of the others on Calaria more? King Xander suddenly became silent after he finished speaking. However, his sinister and fierce eyes revealed an endless amount of laughter and madness. The only way to stop the soul sacrifice altar was to offer their own souls in exchange for the souls of hundreds of millions of people on Calaria. Hearing King Xander's words, the people of the various sects up from Calaria were greatly shocked. At this moment, everyone seemed to have truly understood the ferocity and terror of the Hive. The soul sacrifice altar was designed to devour the souls of the people on their planet. Therefore, those of them who were on the barren tundra were out of harm's way. Instead, the countless mortals on the planet, including their families, friends, and some of their students, were about to be devoured by the soul sacrifice altar. Now that the altar had been activated, the only way to stop it was to offer up their own souls.
You're gonna have to sacrifice some souls, bro.
Caused the people of the various large sects to fall into a great struggle. Who would be willing to sacrifice themselves? Everyone was suddenly full of terror. And would everyone actually agree to this? Surely, there would be some people who didn't want to sacrifice themselves. And most importantly, among these people, the ones who could truly play a decisive role were not the people from the various sects, but Henry and his 12 Earth-rank super followers, since they were the most powerful. What kind of person was Henry? What kind of people were his 12 Earth-rank followers? Their souls would count for a great deal if they offered them up. They could save many people in Calaria if they sacrificed themselves. But then again, the importance of such a person to Greater Nyavir was probably much more important than all of Calaria put together. If Henry and all of his followers offered themselves up, what would Greater Nyavir do then? But if he didn't save them, then all of this was a waste. They'd come to the barren tundra to save Calaria. No matter what they chose, they would fail in some way. It was an extremely difficult choice to make. People would die no matter what. At this moment, almost everyone had looked towards Henry. He had been the one to lead them to this point. They were only alive because of Henry. Because of this, they waited to see what Henry would do. However, to everyone's surprise, Henry spoke without any hesitation. A soul sacrifice? You take the spirit essence from all of these people, right? I'll deal with it. After a moment of silence, under the puzzled gazes of King Xander and the people from the various sects, Henry suddenly flipped his hand over, and the sacred scepter from the Parrish family finally appeared in his hand. When the people from Calaria saw the scepter, they couldn't help but be excited. What? What was that? Seeing Henry's action, King Xander faintly felt that something was wrong, but he didn't know what the problem was. He also didn't know what the scepter was. However, after a moment, his eyes suddenly widened. The evil energy on the soul sacrifice altar had been circulating constantly without any pausing. However, Henry pointed the scepter at the skull's mouth, and then the skull started to shake uncontrollably. It was as if an extremely hungry beast had suddenly appeared, and was trying to devour all the energy in the skull. An extremely furious roar suddenly spread across the entire world as the skull shook violently. Who is this? Are you really trying to steal our souls from the altar? When King Xander finally realized what was going on, his body immediately trembled. King Xander could feel the ground beneath him trembling. Immediately after, a supreme power descended upon the barren tundra. The power of someone in the celestial rank. When he sensed this power, King Xander immediately thought of something. It's a Grade 7 divine instrument. It contains the soul of a peerless celestial rank. You actually have a divine instrument that can do that.
Oh,
The trembling
what?
King
He's
Xander
got
could not but stare at
Zeros'
Henry with trembling lips as he
energy.
shouted at him in shock. A Grade 7 divine weapon used by a peerless celestial rank expert would take a bit of the expert's soul, allowing him to completely control the power of the divine weapon. It made it so the weapon was like the extension of the expert's body. But now, the power of a celestial rank was inside this scepter, providing Henry with great power. This level of power far exceeded the range of anyone in the Earth rank, which was how he could start to pull energy from the altar. But it was also clear that this power wouldn't last. It was just a wisp of the power of a celestial ranked expert. It wouldn't hold forever. This is actually very helpful. I've been trying to figure out how to get rid of the soul in here. I didn't know that I would have a chance to use it outside of this situation. So thank you for your help before you die, Henry said, as he stared intently at the skull that was still shaking. The soul sacrifice ritual of the Hive was truly too terrifying. Even just the altar looked extremely frightening. Within this enormous evil force, no one could see the figure of Armani Parrish, whose soul was contained inside the scepter. They could just sense that the power of some celestial rank expert was inside the scepter. But even so, everyone, including Henry, could still sense the supreme power of that celestial rank person. Everyone felt like they were nothing more than ants next to this power. And this was only a small fraction of his power. If he had been there in person, it would be even more terrifying. Armani's soul was conscious for just a moment inside the scepter, and in that moment, he realized that the person who wanted to devour his soul and power was not a human, but an extremely terrifying evil force coming from this altar. This caused him to be furious once again. He wanted to tear the person who schemed against the Parrish family into pieces. However, even though Armani's divine soul was world-shaking, he wasn't strong enough to escape the scepter. The evil power of the soul sacrifice was like an endless sea, and it was incomparably strange. Because of this evil power, even Armani's will was unable to escape immediately, and could only resist the evil energy. This also made Armani, who claimed to be one of the most powerful people at the Human Federation, even more furious. Huge rumbling sounds continuously rang out. On one side was the terrifying soul sacrifice of the Hive that could devour souls. On the other side was the power of a fearless heaven-ranked expert, Armani Parrish. Between the two of them, endless ghostly hounds
Heaven rank, that's the one. Heaven rank.
causing the barren tundra to shake. Armani's soul
Heaven
was
rank
consumed
martial
less
arts.
and less with time, but he couldn't replenish his soul in any way. His powerful energy also became weaker and weaker. The altar was constantly shaking as it sunk in Armani's soul.
He unlocks
Its evil energy was
understanding
quickly
and
dissipated as
revelations,
well.
and he gets
And
more
in this kind of
powerful.
confrontation, everything else seemed calm, as they watched this power struggle until it was over. Henry's eyes sparkled. He stretched out his hand and grabbed the sacred scepter once again. After that, he sensed his divine sense into it. As it spent, there isn't a trace of Armani's soul left behind. Now the scepter belongs to me, and I can do what I want with it. Nodding his head in satisfaction, Henry flipped the scepter in the air before catching it again. Originally, Henry had been thinking about how to remove the soul of Armani from the sacred scepter, so we could use it how he wanted to. He never could have expected that the trip to the barren tundra would grant him this wish. He couldn't help but feel the need to thank King Xander. King Xander, you did well. It just so happens that you've solved my problem. Maybe I should owe you a favor in the future. Except for that, this is a grudge between us. I don't want to owe you anything. You've done too many bad things. So, I think you should just follow the barren tundra into destruction. Henry gently patted King Xander's shoulder with his hand, and nodded at him in an extremely friendly manner. Hearing Henry's thanks, King Xander couldn't help but spurt out a mouthful of blood. Who exactly was this kid? Who did he think he was that he could talk like this? How would Henry destroy everything he'd worked for? In the end, he had even helped Henry reach his goal. Was the universe toying with him? Let's go. If we don't leave now, this place will really collapse. Ignoring the fact that King Xander had fallen to the ground in a fit of rage, Henry looked at the collapsing place around them. Henry didn't want to wait any longer, and once again used the giant breath of life. It wrapped around the people from the various sects of Calaria, and then flew towards the water region in the sky. Before he left, he didn't forget to wave the lightning ocean towards the barren tundra. After that, under the despairing screams of all the Hive experts, at the last moment before the barren tundra collapsed, Henry and the others had already disappeared into the water. A spaceship was sailing at high speed in space. Henry, this ice pearl looks so beautiful. At this moment, Raya was holding a silver-white bead. Raya was originally aloof and cold, with unparalleled beauty, but at this moment she looked vulnerable. She looked extremely pleased with this pearl in her hand. It is, but it's also very powerful. Do you think it'll help you progress? When Henry saw Raya looking at the ice pearl, Henry was amazed by how much she seemed to love it. He also knew that her love for it went deeper than its appearance. She also felt connected to the power inside of it. The Death Pearl was also extremely beautiful, but Henry wasn't letting anyone else wear it or use it. He didn't want everyone to think that these pearls were just for show. He was going to save the Death Pearl for Salem to use. I think it will probably be helpful, Ryan said eventually. Henry nodded.
Boat?
Good. I think if you study it, you'll be able to progress a lot with your work in the ice.
Go the boat.
Are you sure we can't use the Death Pearl for anything? Asked 13 of Clubs. It's such a beautiful pearl. They aren't for looks, 13. Besides, we got all kinds of things from Calaria. You should go through that if you want jewels. Henry took out a few storage rings from his pocket and handed them over. Wow, thank you, Henry. They did give us a lot of things, didn't they? Are you sure we can have some? Go for it. I don't know what else we'd use them for, Henry said. Who was in charge of driving the spaceship? Asked Henry. Are we going back to Oyama to give our report on our mission? We'll take a look at the information on the holobrain first, to see if there's any news from them. Pausing for a bit, Henry took out his holobrain and checked the information. What surprised him was that he didn't see any messages from Oyama. Instead, he saw a message with a familiar name. Henry, you didn't tell me that you came to Oyama. Do you want to die? I'm telling you, if you don't come and pay me a visit, I will beat you up. You went on a mission, and now I'm not on Oyama anymore. Since I'm going on my own mission. I'm on a planet called 4, so you should come and see me sometime. Henry, I got into trouble at 4. As soon as you get these messages, please come help me. 3 messages, and all of them were from Lucy. Not much time had passed since Henry left Oyama and arrived at Calaria. When he saw this familiar name and this inconsistent information, Henry was slightly stunned, and then a smile appeared on his face. Lucy was a member of Henry's clan, who had been around for much of his childhood. At that time, Lucy had displayed extraordinary talent in formations, geomancy, and strange techniques. Later, she fused the hidden sense and the Navarian sight in the scripture pavilion, and was accepted as a personal student of Master Gareth. At that time, Henry had always gone to ask Master Gareth questions, so the two of them got to know each other well. Lucy blamed Henry for stealing her teacher. Later on, when the two of them met again, it was on Norris. At that time, Henry was still studying in the Geo department at Central University, while Henry was working in a special department for Greater Naivir. At that time, it was called Wondergate. The two of them met again because they were exploring some ruins. After that, Lucy had told Henry to go to Oyama to find her, and they could catch up. But now, it had been a couple of years since then, and Henry had long forgotten about the invitation. It seemed that Lucy had heard that Henry was on Oyama, and was now upset that he hadn't gone to see her. She's in trouble? Where's Vor? Henry asked Ferris. Vor? Let me look. It's actually not too far from us, just southeast away. So if we perform a space shot, it'll only be about a day's flight, Ferris said quickly. In that case, let's make a trip to Vor before we go back to Oyama, Henry decided. Vor was in the 5th district of the Human Federation. It was quite close to its sun, and it was much hotter than most other planets. Humans could survive on Vor very well, especially ordinary mortals. However, on this planet, there was a type of crystal called a fiery crystal. This crystal was extremely hot in the center. It was an essential material for making certain alloys that were used in spaceships and battlesuits. Therefore, although there weren't many humans that lived long-term on this planet, there were many people there that mined the fiery crystals. In a mountain range in the northwest region of Vor, fiery light illuminated the sky. Upon closer inspection, the fiery red light came from the land itself. Between the mountains, there was a fiery red swath that was slowly flowing like lava. In this fiery and dangerous environment, red crystals of various sizes could occasionally be seen. They were beautiful and magical. This is so annoying. How is there no water on this entire planet? I haven't taken a bath for a week. If this continues, I'll kill people with how bad I smell. At this moment, in the wilderness, in the northwest of Vor, there were over 10 people wearing some kind of thick and special clothing who were constantly busying themselves with something. From the slow movements of these people, it was obvious that they were quite tired. One of the women in the group was losing her temper.
This is how it is on Vor. These kind of conditions are what produces the fiery crystals. And we can study the strange geopatterns here. Lucy, we told you what it would be like here, and you insisted on coming. But if you want, you can rest for a while. The others are patrolling, so we should be fine,
said someone in the group. Upon closer inspection, there was a very large mysterious geopattern on the ground in the area where these people were. At this moment, they were researching the secrets of those strange geopatterns. Not far away from them, there were several hundred people wearing various kinds of battle armor standing guard.
Rest? You want me to rest? If I do that, all of you will laugh at me and call me weak. Besides, we've already caused enough racket that people will know you're here. We need to hurry up and study this, so we can get out of here soon,
said Lucy. She was still complaining, but she was still working too. The others couldn't help but sigh as they continued to work as well. It seemed they all knew Lucy well by this point. The people with Lucy were all from the Wondergate Special Department in Greater Naivir. The people standing guard were the Dragon Group, the Phoenix Group, and the Crane Group, who were there to protect the Wondergate team. The Wondergate team specialized in geos and trigrams, and went around the Human Federation to try to help solve mysteries about geoformations and other strange symbols that were found. The Dragon Group, Phoenix Group, and Crane Group were powerful groups made up of all kinds of powerful experts in Greater Naivir. They specialized in various kinds of martial arts and in dealing with all kinds of dangers and emergencies. All four groups were on board, so it was clear that something important was happening here. In the northern part of Vor, inside a huge red building, 10 powerful people were sitting together. Lord Asher, the Wondergate team has been here for 7 days, but they still haven't discovered or done anything special. At this moment, a tall and sturdy figure was standing up and reporting respectfully to a callous middle-aged man at the top of the hall. Really? Nothing at all. Hearing his subordinates report, the middle-aged man called Asher couldn't help but frown. Lord Asher, Greater Naivir's operation has always been mysterious and unpredictable. If they weren't here to discover something important, why would they send experts from the Dragon Group over? That's right. They wouldn't just come dig up fiery crystals. Lord Asher, speaking of which, since we want the fiery crystals, why not steal them from other people instead of mining them? If we can intercept the fiery crystals here on Vor, then we can improve our strength quickly and Greater Naivir's production will suffer greatly. It would definitely cause a huge blow to Greater Naivir. It will greatly reduce their combat strength and their ability to continue fighting in the future. Everyone's eyes flickered as they spoke one after another. These people were the commanders of the various factions that were stationed at Vor to obtain the fiery crystals. They naturally knew what the fiery crystal meant to a country. Although Vor wasn't the only place that produced the fiery crystals, it would still be difficult for Greater Naivir to continue their production if they didn't have access to them. Our strategy to stop Greater Naivir was developed by the Great Sovereign himself.
Sorry?
Even King Draco did not dare to have any objections to the plan. Could it be that you want to go up against the Great Sovereign?
Next.
Is the party already over?
Yeah, enough of this one? What am I up to? Yeah, I've got fucking a fair bit going on. I've got this shed just to finish up, just to kid out. Yeah, bro. I have to run a main power is what I got to do. Instead of the extension cord. But I don't have enough money, Jim. You know? It's all money, bro. 3.5. But I can do it for $1,000, you know what I mean? Well, I just got to buy conduit wire and fucking hire an excavator. Yeah, and another thing is I want to get dropped off is like 10 ton of sand and 10 ton of fucking gravel and shit, so mix up concrete and that. I just need a few fucking pallets of cement, and it's like, bro, I'll be getting these mad big pavers, and I'll be making these mad big paving decks that you just hose off with all your gardens there, all fresh, you know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Paver, brick, rock, best of brick, fucking, you know what I mean? Cement, concrete. We have. We cleaned it all up. I'll take a photo of it today, bro. We mowed it all. Yeah, no, we've made it all cleaner. I'll take a photo. Yeah, no, we mowed it and everything. We had the rod on here. It's all mowed. We moved the cuz moved all that shit up the back for me. Like, he did a legend. Like, I was going to move it around with him, but, you know, he just did it because he just wanted to be tidier for him, you know? What I'll do is I'll clean out the container and we'll move all the shit in his into there. Just lock it up. Get everything I need out of the container, you know what I mean? Nah, I want to put my biggest shed up there, bro. Is the goal 12 by 12 sort of shed. Nah, where Tones is perfect, bro, because the house can go right in the middle. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've sort of got it all mapped out, bro. Yeah, it's not that. It's actually just the slope. That's what it is. Can't help that I'm on this slope. It's because the next door neighbour's yard too is all that, you know, run over and that. You know the one on the corner? Yeah, the lemon tree one. Just taking time, bro. I'll get out there today. Toad's out there now. We took the dogs down the river, had a swim this morning. You know what I mean? I think he's been doing some whippersnipping and shit. So. Yeah. I went for a swim in the river with the dogs. Yeah, beautiful. 6 dogs at the river, you know. Making little docos and that, like for the dogs. And I was baptising them in the water and that. Yeah. That's sick. Yeah. I made a video of it. Like how she pearls to the pigs, you reckon? Pigs to the pearls? Listen, Jim, I don't know if you know this, right? In the Bible, King David, he goes to the city gate and he acts nuts. So the people think that he's nuts. Oh, so I've been doing that for years, bro. If anyone says anything about me, it's because they're only under a fucking illusion of how it made them think I'm nuts, you know? It's just a fucking how it is, bro. You know, I'm not fucking crazy, bro. Just under an illusion of it. And, yeah, so King David's at the gate and he's doing the trickery, pulling the madman. And they're coming up to him, oh, you're King David, we're going to kill you and that. And he starts sitting there like with spittle dripping out of his mouth and that. You know, fucking all like that. And they're like, oh, fuck it. I don't want to get any bad juju on them. You see, and they just, it's a discretion that thing. You've got to hold some sort of mental prowess, even in a sense of stupor, you know, you stupor over people, even your own stuporage, you know. What's the point is my message is getting heard. God's message is shining through me, and that's something that I can't even get over, Jimmy, is I keep thinking that God's still speaking to me. It's something phenomenal for me, because I actually used to go to the church, open up the secret cabinets up the back, and I'll take back, like, you know, the little DVDs and the little videos and all the little extra contents. You know, this is when I was back when I was like 6 and 7. Well, you just know they have secret cabinets where you can borrow and hire things like a library. You get what I mean? It's like the article, you know, you don't want to wreck them, you don't want people wrecking them, but they borrow them, they bring them back. You get what I mean? You gotta have permission off your mum. So, you know, it's just one of them things. Yeah, and I used to watch these ones about these explorers, right? I'll go back in these time capsules into the times of these prophets. And it's almost as if, like, the times are the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the same things. It's just that the people are embracing it in the proximity of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, so yeah, they go back and they, you know, they don't, of course, show them video cameras, like, different shit like this. You know what I mean? They try not to leave a footprint in as they're fucking going back, but. There's something about the videos, right? It was this picture. It's about this sand sinking into the realms of archaeology, and then when the sand sink over all of the stones, and the remnants and the remains of the rest of the civilization. It has a picture of the light and the Ark of the Covenant. And, you know, it was just one of them things, like, as I was a kid, was like, you know, you rest on this imagination of this heavenly embodiment. You know, like it's an ark, it's in the heavens with these angels on its left and right side, and on the top is the seat that the Lord sits upon. It's the mercy. It's called the mercy seat, where the Lord tenders to the progression of His commands to make sure that they continually go forward and continually reproduce and bring life and light. You know, and His secret of His power and His hope. But it's just one of them things, bro. It's like, you know, even when I was that little kid, but I had the dreams. I went to these churches. You had people pray for you. I had heaps of priests, prophets, evangelists, apostles, people that call them these things. You get what I'm saying? So I met someone who calls himself an apostle. I meet someone who calls himself a prophet. I meet somebody that calls himself, you know, an evangelist. Or someone's an evangelical, someone's a Protestant, someone's a Presbyterian, Congregational, Baptist, all these sorts of different progressions. You know, it's not that it's just like a single, you know, stagnation. It's a system of environmental progressions upon the arc of the testimony of the beliefs. You know, and it's very interesting. You know, it's because I hold on to these symbolisms, these archetypes from a 6-year-old child's perspective, and I continue on, you know, me archaeology and me investigation into the things to where I am now, where I can live it like a embodiment of hypertension through my own blood flow of impulse, red and blue vein, and the heart that pumps, and the breath that drives the system. You know what I mean? I understand things from the past, from bringing into the future, and it's like God's got a plan for your life. No life is insignificant. God's plan is there. What's God's plan? Mine looks a little bit confusing because God's making me bigger. some reason he wants me to be big. That's his whole plan. I'm gonna blow up. That's a part of the madness of it, is the blowing up part, because eventually it all sort of just implodes and you hit this one resonance where you're God level. You get what I'm saying? You don't go, it's like a tree branches when they're reaching up to try and get God, you know, they don't get it. But they drop seed, replicate, you know, and it's the same sort of thing, right? You know, your mind will do the same thing. It's going to hypersubstantiate. Yeah, exactly. In light beams and fields. That's what's even worse. You know what I mean? That's in these fucking fields and these beams. That extra dimensionalities that are outside of the organic perceptions. You know, but I have a good organics field. That's what. Yeah, this is what I'm getting at. I've got an organics field, but well, when people have sex, we call it fornication. So you got to think about the fornicate. You see, fornicator in these things. There's a fawning, and that fawning is of a seed, you know, depiction. You see the formation of humanity spread. Yeah, see how it even happens out through sex, but that formation happens in the mind. Just see how like people take up their allotment and they spread across the earth, and then they find residence, and you know eventually have sex and spread. You know what I mean, and keeps going and going and going that way. They don't. You get what I mean? Like that's fawning or weeding, like a weed netting. You know. That's what I'm getting at, but just look at the psychological prefixes of a billion of them fucking interactions happening in the same contiguous, and you'll come up to the conclusion of why fawning and everything is why God doesn't want it to be, because everything will then be in one self-perpetual replication. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the replicator analogy, like the Borg or the fucking, the replicator or fucking all these sorts of, nemesis, you know, it's a transfixiation on vain philosophy, and a vain entropy in its philosophy can only be contingent of robotic formality and encroxinism, but the encroaching on the encrox, in that it's the crux. The crux of the Crota. That's what makes it. And understanding why your own self-replication, not more other self-replications. But you get what I'm saying? It's life in yourself, life within others. That's how the true purpose is, you know. And that's what I was getting at. That life in others spreads in different ways, and how a stupid thing can affect a person into enabling something else. You know, it's a whole tool. It's a whole tool mechanism in just showing how I was a father to the nations, and not just one of you little fucking headless fucking shrouded fucking gargoyles. You know what I'm saying? Vain repetitions. He's like to do it a lot. Mr. Sumerian fucking black Sabbath shit. You're a joke, bro. That's not the anthropology I'm talking about, bro. No, there's see when you're the alpha creature. No, this is what I'm getting at. What is an alpha creature? What I'm talking about the God mechanism, right? This is the thing. You know what God mechanisms are? It's not that I'm better than anyone else, it's that a father is a generator. It's not it's a fucking but just because you're smarter than somebody else. You see what I'm saying? You can't say that someone isn't smarter than somebody else, but then how are you grading what intelligence is? That's where I'm getting at that. You see, no, because I'm just saying that in Christ, this is the same. In Christ, there is no barbarian, there is no Scythian. The Scythian and the barbarian is dead, and the Scythian and the barbarian were across the land for eon, and knowing the path of the Scythian and the barbarian and how they are departed, in that we are now in Christ, is why you must come to be a learned one. And that's all I'm saying. To say that this on this or that is you're not realizing that you're no longer part of that member. If you are of this United Kingdom in Christ, you are of Christ. You no longer see yourself in that light. You see yourself in God's perspective of His honor. Get where I'm going? It's what God honors upon you. But see, when you learn from God as His student, right? He christens your head. No, all I'm saying is God's christened my head, and when I look at others, I can see God's christening because I'm one that has had probably a million or maybe a trillion christenings. I don't know. You just don't understand when God presses upon your brain. That's what I go from. Is I'm one who has. I've had the breath of God pressed upon me. Well, all I'm just saying is the way that you said you were attacking at me. You were saying, "Oh, you're my right in that light, in a dark light." No, it wasn't that I was attacking other people. It's just that I'm just saying that it's learning. It's learning, bro. Or it's shepherding. And there's things that you just aren't acquitted to because you're still running around in the sporting. You're still trying to sport with it, bro. You're not trying to flow. And that's where I'm saying I'm a generator. I'm not stuck in your bog nation. I'm moving on, bro. It's generation fatherhood, bro. You get it. Lording over? Nah, bro. I'm your friend. I'm your shepherd. I'm your servant. I'm giving you the skills that equip you to become the greatest saint that the world has ever seen. If you knew it and you were truly my disciples and you ate my flesh and you drank my blood, you would see, bro, I am the Lord's through and through, and He's put a destiny over me. I'll just speak of the destiny and people get scared of what the destiny God spoke. But that's all I can say. God's put this destiny. If you don't believe in my destiny, in God, that's up to you. But I believe in your destiny in God. That's all I'm saying. Do I think my destiny's better in God? Yeah, I do. You know why I think my destiny's better than God? In God than everybody else? You know why? You know why I do? Because it is, bro. You know why? You know why? Because I'm running the race, and the one who runs the race, there is only one winner. So yeah, I am going to step ahead, and I am going to push a couple of years back because I'm running it, bro, and I'm already up on it right now. Even when I'm talking, right now, see the spirit, see the fire, see the passion, see the heart, see the commitment, see the devotion. You're not seeing the unity in the words, bro. All you're seeing is just what you want to, your bog nation. That's right, your bog nation is you, Jim, not me. I'm a generator, a farmer. I just explained it, bro. A race, one who runs the race is a neighbor and a brother. So as I neighbour you and I brother you, as I race in our sport with your shit, I'm going to say, look, bro, I sported with your shit, I've beat it, and now I'm fucking at the top. That's all I'm getting at. It sounds pretty good. Sounds like you're saying, let me tell you. I said, listen. He who has an ear to hear shall listen. That's the way of our teachings, Jim, and you'll get to know it if you're a father. All right, Jim. I'll explain it to you this, right? Who is the greatest in the kingdom of God? There's one particular answer that a trusted student who was trusted would already have the answer for. It's an easy one too. See the trivia? See the trivia there? Get where I'm going? See the trivial things that I've already beaten? You know what I mean? All right. The least among you is the greatest in the kingdom of God. Okay? Therefore, the one who trains and is instructed to be wise to guard the people against the deceiver or the wolf that would come in amongst the flock must be learned in order that he must be able to protect the flock. You see? The least of all is the greatest. So anyone who strives to be great is only ever great in that they are less, you know? And that's what service is. When Jesus says, he who is the greatest must be the servant, he's talking about how you commit your life into the service of other people, whether that's even in your repetition of speech, knowledge, counsel. I'm talking about counsel in particular, is his instruction. Yeah. Might be taking you a little bit too far. You might be under like a threefold. I'm a sevenfold. Okay, and that's what I'm getting at. See, that was a threefold revelation that you were spitting. What I was speaking was a full sevenfold, and that you haven't got the glimpse of it yet, bro. You haven't even seen that. That was a threefold revelation of that scripture, bro. I spoke the full sevenfold. It was about going into the deepness of your protection over your flock. It is important to understand that the greatest is the servant. He says, he comes and he goes to wash Peter's feet, and Peter says, Lord, no, not my feet. You're my superior. And the lesson of his superiority is he says, no, you have to let me wash your feet in order, or you have no part in me. If you don't let me wash and clean you of all the wrong that everyone has pushed upon you in your life, and the shame and the guilt and the discouragement that you have, or the doubt that other people's have had, then you don't have any part in me, is what Jesus says. So, it's one thing to shovel it around and make a little bit of a stage and a little bit of a mockery around things, or, a little bit of a sense of classification or disorder or despondency. But on the proper criteria, you got to look upon that, and you realise that the servant, in the way that Jesus is committing his servant, is through his words, in what he's saying to the people, in his instrument of his instruction and encouragement towards them to... Yeah, the actions... No, the words speak more than his actions to me. In the book of Matthew, it's all about his words. In the book of John, it's all about his actions. There's 4 classifications exactly of the way that we could look upon the revelation of his light on them grounds. It's like the 4 corners, like the 4 corners report. You get where I'm going? It's like, on 4 corners, this is the 4 corners, and you got to go in from the cornering, you know what I mean, of the report, and that's what's key about it, bro. It's from the aspect of the corner that is the least of the least. That's why you have to become big and scary and something in this world. No longer barbarian, no longer Scythian, no longer Greek, Jew, no longer Jew or Greek, but you become one in Christ. That becomes Christian. But when the Christianhood is over, it becomes the saintship, which is a king and a priesthood, that the mind and the shepherding and all that has to come unto, is the kingly shepherding of the priesthood. And that's going to be a big point, is people weren't submitting things into the right classifications and joinery of the body in the way that it was coming together in its unity. It's re-knitting of what was known as the broken off vine back to the true vine. It's a true vine philosophy, as in, these things, this is the true vine, this is the false vine, but everyone that builds upon this rock, their foundation will be accepted. But if you choose to build upon a different foundation, then no, that foundation won't be accepted, because the classification and the rendering and clout has already been, all the boggy down, all them hard tenders are getting us to this sainthood that we're coming to now in this revelation of 2025. We've already had 2,500 years of Jesus Christ. People have been amazed by his miracles, but they never took it to heart in the things, Jesus, of course, died for their sins, so he owns their sins. They still commit their sins under his ownership and reap repercussions of the devil in their lives, whether it is, through the pain of, through their sins, of the shames of their sins and guilt and hardships that eat away into their griefs, that cause them the sufferings and the hurts that bind them to the lesser and inferiority classification of the animal or the being or the beast, and this is what is the ecology and the etymology that needs to be addressed in the world, is that the beast ideology and all this delusion of no king over us and no God and this and that is the full fallacy, and not knowing that is like the simple philosophy that one did not choose to become learned in the passage of instruction that was to the way of light and life, that does generate the proper counsel and stewardship over the guardians and custodianship of the remaining stewards before their eviction, as it is Christ is the evictor. He is on his return, ready for the day of the eviction. The people are saying in their minds, mockers, shameful, your Lord never come upon the day, he has forgotten the hour, there is no... It's a cloudiness of the perception of the philosophy, you see. That's what becomes the vain tender of the coldness, the love is cold in the last times, the love of many shall fall away, as in the tender hardships of life and the inner prosperities and commitment built, driven philosophies and purposeful cultures disintegrate under the weight and oppressions of their own convolution and delusional counterfeits, in that it's an artificial standard to the full revelation of the height and formalities and principles that God is. If someone is truly a student, as in they are properly instructed in the way of the master, they become as their master. So in the same power in the things that Jesus did, in the way that he died, the way even in his life, how he multiplied bread and he multiplied the fishes, he walks upon the water, he calms the storm, he heals a man's daughter with a word, he visits Peter's mother-in-law and heals her of her sickness, he visits Lazarus when he dies and brings him back to life, he goes and he goes to the pool of Siloam, spits in the dirt, puts it in a blind man's eyes, and then his eyes are open. Goes up to the fig tree, speaks to it, curses it, and it withers away and dies. It's knowing the power in your words, in its instruction. If you're of the revelation, the power is going to stem out throughout just the fact that you're faithful to the commitment of upholding the memory of its testimony. People that disregard the memory of the testimony of people are like forsaking the fruit of life, in the essence that his instruction and his purpose is to renew that mind in you to be faithful unto the promise and perfection that is promised to you in the abundance of God, eternal life. Follow me and you shall receive eternal life. Where people outside of the philosophy of eternal life, they embrace eternal doom. And when people are of a philosophy of eternal doom, or the philosophy of an eternal life, you get what I'm saying? Again, what's more powerful? The light of darkness, which is the more attuned to the memory of the spirit of my confession in that aspect of my faith through the actions of my works and my words, to the power which I have at hand within my being, the task that God gives you within your present time. You know, did God tell me to write these novels? Did God tell me to do the things that I do and things, what I'm saying? Like, how, on a day-to-day basis, how much am I listening to God? And that's what will come out at the end of the life. It's, you know, it seemed like it was like that, but far out, you listen to God. You know what I mean? That's what will happen, bro. You get laid down. You know, the madness is the shadow. It's what will, you know, even you said, before a seed lays down into the ground and dies, and 1,000 more shall multiply thenceforth, and life shall be fruitful and abundant. Then you got to know that in death there is life, there is renewal. Yeah, sweet, bro. Jump on. And yeah, that's all I'm getting at, bro. It's just these little classificational things. You know, of a learner person, you don't get caught up in it. You don't get cut. You know, like,